Boxing aficionado. What's up? What's going on? Hey, yo, check this out. I like to talk about Jazza Dickens versus Kid Galahad. Yeah, I had a chance to check out that fight yesterday, and one of the reasons that I checked it out, it was because I was curious. I was curious about this Jazza Dickens and this Kid Galahad, right? So I believe I had seen Kid Galahad fight once before. Not sure when or against who. And the Jazza Dickens guy, quite frankly, I don't remember ever seeing. The curious thing about Jazza Dickens and Kid Galahad is that I've been hearing their names forever. And I'm like, why are these guys always coming up on my feed, coming up on the UK boxing feeds? And like, what are their accomplishments, right? So I know they're very closely related to the Josh Warringtons, who I have seen. I saw Josh Warrington against Frampton. So I got curious about this Jazza Dickens against Kid Galahad fight because, number one, it was for a real belt. I believe it was for the IBF. And as we all know that the IBF doesn't play games. I believe this belt was also once belonged to Josh Warrington. There was some controversy about him not fighting Kid Galahad. And I was wondering, why the hell would Josh Warrington feel the need to avoid Kid Galahad? So I saw this fight to gauge upon who this Kid Galahad was. I went into this fight with an open mind, no preconceptions, no biases. As a matter of fact, I went in to see the fight with a sense of excitement, and the excitement was that both of these fighters are related to or working under the Matchroom banner. And that's cause for celebration. That's cause for celebration where I come from, right? Because I celebrate any and all promoters who are willing to make fights versus other promoters. And Eddie Hearn, you can say anything you want about Eddie Hearn, but you know, the proof is in the pudding. The man makes fights. The man is willing to import talent onto his network to get his own fighters' asses kicked. And that happens quite often to him. But, you know, thing is that he makes fights. So anyway, I saw the fight. And I'm going to be very, very, very honest. It was a good fight, entertaining. But none of them impressed me. Not Jazza Dickens. Not Kid Galahad. The only thing that kept going through my mind when I saw this fight is that they both look like food. They both look like prey. They both look like possible victims for the one and only Emmanuelle Navarrete. You dig? So I was watching Kid Galahad switch back and forth from southpaw to orthodox. And slick wouldn't be something that I would call it. His manner of switching back and forth is quite clunky. quite obvious. You know, there are fighters that switch back and forth and make it look seamless. That's not Jazza Dickens. He does have a nice little jab, nice little jerky motion that is interesting, but it's nothing spectacular. And as he put on the clinic that he put on against Jazza Dickens, who himself looked very ordinary. He moves, bobs and weaves, but it's always right in front of the fighter to get hit. Jazza Dickens, there was nothing hard to hit about him. You could time him quite easily, and Kid Galahad did that. But Kid Galahad himself can get hit. And let me just say this, that I hate when people say, oh, he gets hit too much. I think that's passé. I think that's ridiculous to criticize a fighter for, because quite frankly, if a fighter doesn't get hit a lot, he usually makes for a boring fight. And the truth of the matter is, if there's two warriors in the ring and they're having a real fight, an entertaining fight, chances are that they're gonna get hit, right? So I'm not criticizing him over that. But I was foreseeing what would Kid Galahad look like in the ring against Emmanuelle Navarrete. As Kid Galahad put on the clinic that he put on, and it became clearer and clearer that he was going to emerge victorious in this affair, I decided to just let my mind wander and imaginate what would Kid Galahad look like in the ring against Emmanuelle Navarrete. Let me tell you something. It would be sad. It wouldn't be much of a fight. Emmanuelle Navarrete would stop him. Probably in the 6-7 rounds. Emmanuelle Navarrete, like Kid Galahad, switches back and forth. But unlike Kid Galahad, when Emmanuelle Navarrete switches back and forth, you don't even know he's doing it. It seems like he's falling backwards. He's usually switches when he's either falling backwards or falling forwards in a punch, while throwing a punch. And it's so seamless, it's so crazy, that it's hard to gauge that he even did it. Unlike Kid Galahad, who does it, but I don't know. Kid Galahad did not impress me. I do get excited at the thought of him and Emmanuelle Navarrete unifying. But I'm hearing that first up for Kid Galahad will be Josh Warrington. I guess he wants that belt back. I don't even know what's going on in the UK with that Warrington thing, man. It was so ridiculous. Warrington could have fought, Shakur Stevenson. Made some money instead of doing what he did. But it is what it is, baby. We got what we got, and what we got is Kid Galahad as the new IBF champion. I look forward to seeing him fight Josh Warrington. But most of all, I look forward to whomever emerges victorious out of those two, to get in the ring with Emmanuelle Navarrete. I know Eddie Hearn is good for that. And I know Bob Arum wouldn't get in the way of Emmanuelle Navarrete getting a payday in the UK. I think Emmanuelle Navarrete would be more than willing and able to take a trip out to the UK and make some money and beat up on whomever it is that they got over there, whether it's Warrington or Galahad. The exciting part is that it's a belt that would come into play because it's under a promoter that's willing to make fights. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. You heard? This is Next Level Boxing Talk. Motherfuckers, I'm out.